Hello, darling. Hi. Welcome or welcome back. Light and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. Sorry it's been a couple weeks. I have not been feeling well, and there's been a lot going on. So I had to take a little time off, and that's okay. But we're going to get in. I'm just going to do an intuitive reading, see what's coming up for the collective. I've been feeling more drawn to get off schedule and stay off schedule and just go as I'm feeling guided. So that's what we're going to do. If it changes in the future, it might, but for right now, we're just doing intuitive readings, okay? I'm going to start with the Moonology Oracle deck. This one wants to come out already. Okay, what is this? Nothing will come of this situation void of course moon. So there's something here that we might be worried about or putting too much thought, too much worry, too much anxiety into, and there is such emphasis on there is nothing really to worry about. What you're worried about is not going to happen, and it's all about where you put your focus, right? Okay, so that's a good starting point. Nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon. Okay, we already have another one coming out. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So some of us are overachievers. Some of us feel like we have to do more than maybe other people to sort of feel secure in what we are aiming for. And it feels like the universe, your higher self, spirit just wants you to rest in knowing that you alone and your ambition is enough. And it's not that you have to overcompensate to create something. It's that there needs to be a trust within yourself that you are enough to create whatever you want. Whatever you're worried about going wrong because of not being enough in some way, you need to know that everything you've done, all of your hard work, all of your self-improvement is paying off. It really is. Okay, let's get into the prayer. Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to flow through me for the betterment of my darling and for the highest. I forgot my words. The highest good of all. Thank you so much, Spirit. That was bizarre. Okay. Forgetting our words. A slipped mindset. Okay. What's going on for my darling? What do you want them to know? You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. This came out neutral. There's something here about fearing whatever you're doing is not going to be enough to take care of your family, your friends, your extended, even yourself, right? Even yourself. The first thing there is that you and your loved ones are safe. So feeling like you don't have enough to really sustain yourself in some way, shape, or form, to move towards some goal, communication is key, new moon in Gemini. I'm getting communication with yourself. Right now, what you say to yourself is very important because that's perpetuating the idea. That's perpetuating any ideas, good or bad, right? Ooh, my flame is jumping. You might not be able to see it on the camera, but it's jumping. So there's something here about like recognizing that you are safe with yourself. What you do is enough for you. It's enough for your family. It's enough for your friends. It's enough for your future, your longevity. It's enough. And worrying about the wrong things is the only thing that's going to get your energy stagnant in a place of insecurity, really. We don't want our energy to be stuck in insecurity, and you certainly don't deserve to have your energy stuck in insecurity. This could be something, I'm sort of feeling like I'm getting drawn to how small this moon is here. So this could be something that maybe it's subtly in the background. Maybe you've done a lot of work, but then there's still like just a small voice that is just a tinge of disbelief in yourself or a tinge of insecurity. And maybe you're worried about that too. Maybe you're worried about that. If this little tinge of insecurity is going to be the downfall or the unraveling. And it's not. You've done far more good. So even if you have moments, even if you have days or weeks where it feels like you are back to square one, you're not back to square one. You are safe. You have created a safe space within yourself, within your life. And there's nothing that a tinge of insecurity could do to unravel that. Because you've built so much more authentic identity in what you have improved in yourself. Okay? You're doing phenomenal. You're doing phenomenal. Okay, let's see. Let's get into tarot. All right, Spirit. What's going on? And why is this like tinge of insecurity on the forefront here for my darling? Two of Wands and the Star. Have I done enough right now to keep moving forward? What if it's wishful thinking? There's something here about like you, it's like you're very much future thinking. The Star is Aquarius. Aquarius is very future thinking. The Two of Wands is future thinking, future planning. And there's something here about this insecurity sort of stemming from always future thinking. And there's nothing wrong with future thinking, but there's also a need to reflect on your current self and see how far you have already come, how much you have already grown, how much you have transformed and evolved. See that magic within you now, right? See that power within you so that you can actually give yourself the recognition and build that voice of security for your future thinking, plans, right? Let's see what else wants to come out. That one's poking out. What is that? Ace of Cups. Yeah, it's like, I love your heart. I really love your heart and your spirit because it feels like you do not want to be the type of person, Four of Wands. You do not want to be the type of person who becomes blind to their own shortcomings, okay? There's something here about humility being very important to you. You're like, I want to succeed well. I want to be, I want to feel like my best self. I want to feel like I am worthy of a life of peace and comfort and security. But at the same time, there is maybe a feeling like once you get there, what if you lose sight of where you need to grow, right? I feel like that's a really beautiful energy, and that's something that can be used, effectively. But there's also, it feels like it's leaning a tinge. This word tinge is like sticking out to me today. A tinge on an unhealthy side where it's like your humility and your willingness to always be improving and always want to be improving and always want to be growing has sort of created a dynamic within yourself, your personal relationship to yourself, that you don't really give yourself the recognition that you really deserve. You sort of underplay it, right? If you get excited about things or you start to feel fulfilled, you're like Ace of Cups energy. Well, there's always something more to improve on. There's always something more to do. There's always something more to grow. There's always something more, right? It's really precious, but there's just this voice of like the thing to remember when you hit some mega milestone here with this King of Pentacles is that you will have well deserved at that point to reflect on every version of yourself until then, and be thankful for the development, what you were learning, everything. Give yourself the credit that you deserve because you will in the future, and it's best to practice it now. Giving yourself the credit you deserve and empowering yourself and building that stability with your own personal self-to-self relationship is not going to leave you stagnant in growth. You're still growing, you're still improving. And maybe right now it feels like you really should prioritize in some way, even just a little bit more, giving yourself the recognition that you deserve, because you do deserve it. You've been through so much, you've overcome so much. It's not just what more do I need to fix about myself. You deserve to say, wow, I've done so much work on myself. I'm not the same person I was last year, 5 years ago. As a teenager, I'm different. See, recognize all the growth that you have already accomplished here, okay? Four of Wands, it's because you deserve that stability within yourself. The most magnetic energy that we can be in for stability and growth and prosperity and miracles and abundance is recognizing just how worthy we are right now. You deserve to recognize how worthy you are right now, and that you're in a world that caters to that worthiness as well, that sees it, recognizes it, right? Not being so quick to criticize or try to, it's feeling like home repair. Like home repair. Like you're allowed to just enjoy your house sometimes. There's not always something to repair, right? You're not always going to be a fixer-upper. So let's not view ourselves as a permanent fixer-upper, okay? Let's see. Is there anything else you want to clarify here? Why is this important? What's coming up for my darling? I just heard minor setback for a major comeback. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah. Major comeback. Look at this. 10 of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Wands, and the Moon. At the bottom we have the Hierophant. What we truly believe to be true about our path, our life, our purpose, our existence, what is innately true about you. It feels like there could have been Page of Pentacles. It feels like there's a playing small energy for a lot of your life, like the past 10 years of playing it small. Playing it small. And that could be because of situations you were in where you were essentially gaslighted or, just demeaned to believe that you're less worthy than you actually are, that you're less important, that you're less valuable than you are. And there's something here about like recognizing that wound is not something that you need to perpetuate yourself. Okay? And what I mean by that is whoever has said or done or treated you in ways that made you believe that you needed to be humble, okay? That you needed to not get ahead of yourself, not boast, not be cocky or arrogant. Whoever fed that voice into you, you need to recognize that was spoken or that was enacted based on their own woundings of feeling that same unworthiness, right? It wasn't actually a reflection of you. And you don't have to carry that with you moving forward. You're allowed to recognize that and say, it still hurt. It was still painful. That was still difficult to go through. But it's not a reflection of my truth. It's not a reflection of my truth. There's, I'm hearing, taking the Lord's name in vain. Okay? And the way I'm feeling about this is, recognizing that you are the same profound, endless, unlimited being. Okay, you have that within you. Your consciousness makes you in tune with that energy all the time, right? So if you use that consciousness to then feed feeling like you're not doing enough, that you're not worthy enough, that you haven't accomplished enough, that you're still flawed, that you're still have room to improve, right? Not giving yourself at least the recognition that you deserve for what you have done, then that's like the equivalent of taking the Lord's name in vain. And I say this as a non-religious person, okay? Anyone who's been here knows that. I'm not religious, so I'm not preaching anything like that to you, but you're allowed to believe and see how far you've come, to give yourself the praise and recognition that you deserve first and not feel like you're being arrogant. You're allowed to just love yourself enough to say, I'm really proud of myself, and see what unlocks from there. See what you're so afraid of with that energy, right? And I feel like the fear would stem from feeling like, well, if I believe in myself and then someone else brings me back down to earth with their projections, like what's already happened, how am I going to withstand that? And you have to trust that where you've been, who you've been, how much you've overcome, what you have grown. You have built a stability within yourself that won't be rattled by other people's projections onto you. Observe them. Don't absorb them, okay? Let's see. How do you want to close this out, Spirit? Chariot, Seven of Cups. It fell on the floor. High Priestess. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Chariot, Seven of Cups, High Priestess. And then what's this? Three of Swords reversed, Nine of Swords reversed. The thing is, if we can trust that everything that we've learned on our own, in the quiet, you know, in connection with our own higher self, our higher source, if we can recognize that this time has been really beneficial to us moving through confusion and illusions, then, like I said, we're not really fazed by those situations anymore. There's just recognizing, like, because of the stability that you've built within yourself, you don't have to stay in this Three of Swords, Nine of Swords energy, worrying, fearing, hurting, you know. The pain is there to work through, and it's valid, but it's not your core identity. No one gets to tell you that. No one gets to tell you that. No one gets to tell you who you are. You get to decide who you are, and you get to move forward despite what anyone else has ever said or how anyone else has ever treated you. You deserve that. It's in your hands. You are fully in control. And perhaps leaving these situations or these people behind, or recognizing where you've been and how far you've come, is necessary for you to recognize your power in your ability to continue pushing forward and evolving and growing and succeeding. Okay? All right, I'm going to leave that there. At the bottom, the Empress. Exactly. You know, the Empress knows that she's worthy of being the Empress. And as such, you deserve to know that you're worthy of feeling like the Empress, the Emperor, the Overcomer, the powerful, without feeling like you're not humble. Okay? It's just not true. All right. I'm going to leave this here. I hope that this reading resonated for you, and I will see you when I see you next time. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the reading, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't. All that fun stuff, okay? All right. Take care. Ta-ta.